Hey, Hope Point Church, it's good to be with you this week for words of encouragement. I can just tell you, miss you like crazy. Can't wait till we can be together again, counting down the days. Just really looking forward to getting to be together in the same place with all of you. We really miss you, love you. We're praying for you all the time. The church has started 24-hour prayer like around the clock. We're doing everything we can to just pray God's grace and blessing over your life. And if you've been joining us for Drive-In Church, thank you. It's great to see you through the car. It's still great to see you. Today I want to get back to basics, talk about an oldie but a goodie. Psalm 23, I know you know it. Don't tune me out. You're like, Pastor Jonathan heard that one, you know. I want to just maybe bring a little bit of a fresh perspective, or maybe just remind you of some of the great things that God spoke to us in His Word. You know, Jesus echoes these words when in John He says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays his life down for the sheep. Psalm 23 is what he's referring to there. And King David knew all about being a shepherd, right? Because his father was a shepherd, he was a shepherd. God called him to be the shepherd king, as he was known, of Israel. And so David knew the importance of being a shepherd. And he starts off in Psalm 23 by saying, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. I want you to just think about that for a minute. The Lord means master. My master, implicit trust, implicit faith, implicit hope, is my shepherd. He's the one that leads me, and I shall not be in want. You know, sheep have no natural defenses. They are flight animals. They're not fight animals. So, you know, they really don't have teeth for tearing. They don't have claws. They'll wander off a cliff if you let them. They're completely helpless and dependent upon the shepherd to lead them to safe pastures, to open pastures where they can eat. You know, the shepherd, of course, was trained with a sling, not just to ward off enemies, but also the shepherd, a trained shepherd, could hit a rock and keep a sheep, could make a sound that would scare a sheep and hit a sheep from going off of a cliff or bring the sheep back on the right path. So the Lord is my shepherd. My being personal, and I want you to think today, is God the shepherd of everything in your life? Your finances, your faith, your peace, your joy, your health, your strength. Is He the shepherd of your relationships? Is He the shepherd of your work ethic? Is He the shepherd of your mind and your thoughts, your heart? The Bible says, He makes me lie down in green pastures. See, when you're a defenseless animal and you're a flight animal, then you're constantly aware. You're constantly looking around. You're constantly fidgeting. You're constantly worrying, right? Sheep do that. But God makes us lie down in green pastures. You know, when you lie down for an animal that has no natural defenses, you're even more defenseless because it takes you longer to get up and run from a predator. And so when the shepherd makes us lie down, then He's saying, hey, listen, implicit in you resting, implicit in you lying down, implicit in you just taking time, not worrying, is an implicit trust in God that shepherd is going to watch over you, that shepherd is going to protect you, that shepherd is going to keep you. He leads me beside quiet waters. There's refreshing. Why does it need to be quiet? So that you can hear His voice. Can you hear His voice? Because He wants to quiet all the media and all the news, and quiet Corona, and quiet the thoughts and the worries of your heart and life, so that you can hear His voice, because in His voice is life. And God wants to bring life to your heart, your soul, your spirit, your body. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul, my mind, my will, and my emotions. He brings peace to to all of those things. He gives me the thoughts of God. He gives me joy and peace for my emotions. He puts my will along His will, which is why He says He guides me along the right paths for His name's sake. He wants to make sure I don't trip and fall, that I don't run into hardship. Church, I want you to be encouraged in the first half of this psalm that God is looking out for you, that He cares about you. I encourage you to make Him your shepherd in every area of your life. I'm praying for you, believing for God's best for you. Let me pray for you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up His countenance to you and give you peace. Father, I pray that you would just be with our church, be with each person, that you would restore their soul. God, that we would completely and totally trust in your leadership in our lives as our shepherd. We just surrender to you in every area. We love you. We accept your peace. We accept your faith instead of fear. We accept joy instead of worry and depression. God, we accept peace over anxiety. God, we accept your provision over our striving. God, we accept your love and your goodness. And we thank you for never leaving and never forsaking us, because you're our good shepherd. In Jesus' name. Have a great week, Oak Point. We love you.